Okay, let's have a look at this example, and hopefully everyone is now really well practiced at underlining the key pieces of information and beginning their solution with identifying those pieces of information. So let's do that. Mia earns a salary. Important to notice that as well. She has a salary of, and I'm going to identify that important piece of information. Salary is $115,412.70. I guess another name for salary is her gross yearly income. She claims tax deductions. That's pretty easy to identify. Tax deductions of 1743. Where do tax deductions come into the story? Well, they're what you're allowed to subtract in order to get your taxable income. Remember I said this was like gross income, or it's part of it. These are your tax deductions. Last year she paid a total of $37,412 pay-as-you-go tax. I'm going to call it that, pay-as-you-go tax. This has already been paid for her. It's come out of her wage or pay each week or fortnightly, and it's already been sent off to the government. That's quite a big amount. $37,412 has already been sent. Okay, up to A. What do we have to do? Identify it, write it down. Find taxable income. Now, if you've really been thinking about what you're writing back here and here, there'll be no surprise that you're going to find the taxable income, because taxable income, you can go on and write it as gross income minus tax deductions. That gives us, there's nothing else being mentioned as part of an income in this question, 115,412.70, and subtract 1743. Okay, so I've found that to be $113,669.70. Her taxable income is this amount. Now, you would well and truly have an understanding from the previous exercise that we need her taxable income to do two things. One, to work out the amount of income tax the table says, the government says she has to pay, and to work out the Medicare levy that is compulsory for her to pay. So moving on, B, it's again no surprise that B says find her income tax payable. Just the income tax. Where do we get that from? We get that from the table. So her taxable income is in the bracket 113, which puts us on this row. And at that row, it says the amount of tax on this income is, you start with 19,822. And the word that comes next is plus. So translate that mathematically. 37 cents is 0.37. For each, we were going to write a multiplication sign. Every dollar she earns, well, how many dollars does she earn? She earns this 113,669.70 over 87. So going to the calculator, you just check that you're getting these numbers for that subtraction, then this number for that multiplication, then this number for that addition. So her income tax that the government says that she has to pay based on a taxable income of that number is $29,689.79. We know that part of your total tax is Medicare, and it's no surprise again that C asks you to find the Medicare levy. And the Medicare levy is 2% of her taxable income. So make sure you've learnt that. So the answer to that is $2,273.394. I think we could write that as 2273 point. I think they'll never round down. They'll never charge you less. Even though we wouldn't normally round this 39 up to 40, I think because we've moved into the next cent, it's reasonable that they would actually charge you rather than give you anything off the amount of tax you have to pay. Okay, so what have we got? We've got taxable income, income tax, and Medicare levy. Now, the question is always for people at tax time is, do they get a tax refund or a tax debt? And that's exactly what D is asking. Will she get a refund? And she'll only get a refund if she's paid more than her income tax and her Medicare put together? Or has she got a debt? She hasn't paid enough. So our first task is to calculate her total tax. Now, total tax is just made up of the two things in Australia. It's the income tax, in this case $29,689.79, and the Medicare, which is $2,273.40. And the answer to that is $31,963.19. So legally, she is bound to have paid to the taxation office $31,000, now almost $32,000. You can see why we don't leave it until the 30th of June to calculate this and then find that. That's a huge amount of money to find almost $32,000. So that's why we've had this pay a little bit as you go, pay as you go. Now, for us to be able to, or anyone who's on this income, they're really hoping they've paid more than their almost $32,000. So how do we know how much taxes she's already paid, has already been deducted from her wage? That is this pay-as-you-go tax. Is it more than 31? It's comfortably more. She's paid $37,000 in tax. So what can we clearly see is going to happen? Yes, she's going to get a refund. She's paid more than she needs. All we're left to do is to work out how much more than she needed to. Legally, this is the legal amount that she has to have paid. So she's paid a whole $5,448.81 more than she needed. Please just go back over those as much as is needed. Don't forget it's always an option to ask me to go through any of this again, or ask me questions about a particular part of this. And if you've got time, you could do a couple from 307.